Alright, my name is Alex Taldren. I'm going to be giving you a look at Dungeon Runners from NCSoft. Now, Dungeon Runners is a action MMO, quoted by NCSoft, that basically you build a character, you get good items, and you go fight monsters in instanced areas. Areas where you go, when you go in, you won't see anyone else unless they're in a group or party before you enter. So, here I am fighting some orcs. I'm using a crossbow. I'm the ranger class. There are only 3 classes: mage, swordsman, and ranger. Now, one interesting thing about this game is that there are mobs, but once you attack the first monster, the rest of them will flock to you, and then they will surround you, and then that's pretty much the limit of their AI. Their AI is to swarm and then surround, but you can only get them in groups. You can't, like, pick one and sort of lure them out of the group. As soon as one is attacked, the rest of them will follow. Here's another classic example. You attack one, the rest turn and attack you. As you can see, the combat is pretty much point and click. It's not as slow as, say, World of Warcraft or most MMOs, or even for that matter, RPG games. It's more like Diablo 2, and you're going to see that here in a second whenever I show you just exactly how much like Diablo 2 this game is. As you can see, the items dropping, the gold dropping, the items come in different colors: white, blue, green, yellow. And here I'm going to pan the camera out for you, and we're going to see a top-down view. Now, this is going to look very much like Diablo 2, and as you can see, it almost looks like I'm playing Diablo 2. A little bit better graphics, better resolution, but for all intents and purposes, this looks and feels a lot like Diablo 2. Not that that's a bad thing, because Diablo 2 is such a great game. But here I am picking up some gold, some items, and now we're going to keep fighting the monsters. Now, there's not much to this game besides fighting these monsters. I mean, in reality, there's not a huge overlying story, there's no in-depth character development, there's nothing. You don't even care about the NPCs in this game. They don't have any effect on the story. Basically, all you do is create your character and then fight in these instance areas. They're all dungeons. You're never fighting outside of a dungeon of some kind, whether it's a factory or an echo crypt or supposedly this outside area with sun beaming through the trees, but for some reason everything's walled in. Here I am picking up chests. The chests open up. The sounds for the gold actually dropping and being picked up almost sound like they're ripped from Diablo 2, which I found to be really interesting. Another thing about this game is that combat is very sluggish, and so is movement. Movement is very linear, straight lines. Your character doesn't really have free range. Okay, so here I am in town, and as you can see, there are other players running by. This is still in sort of like the Diablo 2 feel with the top-down. Interesting about NCSoft's Dungeon Runners is that you can get about 200 people on a server as opposed to 8 with Diablo 2. But there isn't a whole lot there for you to do with them. You can't even trade with other characters, and currently there's no PvP, so the game doesn't really have a whole lot to it. Here I am turning in a quest for some gold to buy skills, and that's it.
Good morrow to you. Goodbye now.